We are live, perfect. Right, so first things first, what we're going to do in this, I suppose, pre-op is just make sure that your springs and things are all set up properly. So on your reformer, what you'll find is your mat extender's on. I want you to find these things here. So you should have two triangles that will be probably up the top of your machine. So just see if you look just near your head, where your headrest is. So see where your headrest is? That's it, yep. So what I want you to do is just have them handy just now. If you put them, I think what we'll do is actually put these onto two long springs. What I'll do is give you these two springs over. Okay, so if you take them and pop them onto, see the third eyelet, that one there. So the third eyelet for you, that's perfect. And then the other side. So when you're doing this, you'll probably be on one of the other reformers, so you'll have the long springs as well. So you've got long springs on the big one, got long springs on the third eyelet down, and you've got your short springs on the bottom eyelet down there as well. And see your triangles, just put them out the way so that you're not going to trip over them. So your foam roller we'll use with this as well, Brenda, but we don't need that right now. So you're just going to put that to the side or somewhere where you're not going to trip over it. Okay, what you don't want to do is trip. You're going to come and stand on your reformer with your heels against your head, your shoulder rest. So this is all about getting you strong for getting ready for that hip surgery. So spread your toes, big toe, little toe, heel in line. So you've got that nice tripod stance. Suction cup your feet. Draw your belly button in, tuck your tailbone under, squeeze your buttocks slightly, shoulders back and down. And think about, Brenda, trying to open up your hips. Now, you will find that you're flexing more with your hips because of the tightness through the hip flexors. I want you to open up and stand tall, okay? Now, take an inhale breath, and then as you exhale, tuck your chin and slowly roll yourself down. So only go down as low as your lower back will allow you to. Now, I want you to just inhale, and then as you exhale, bring that back up. Now, I want you to notice as you do that, how your bum kind of slides back. So I don't know if you felt yourself touching the pole behind you. So as you go down, imagine there's a painted wall behind you, and it's literally, you don't want your bum to touch that painted wall. So what you don't want is that bum to go back. So try that this time. So inhale to prepare, exhale, and then just slide your hands down your thighs. So actually keep your hands in contact with your shins as you go down. Keeping that shin, excellent. So it'll feel a wee bit different there because you're not sticking that bum back. You're not going into that hip flex position as much. Then hold there, inhale, and then as you exhale, restack your spine. Tuck your tailbone under, articulate the spine from the bottom to the middle to the top, all the way up. And then this time, take your hands up at the top and then just extend, lift and extend, and really push your hips forward. So think about the pelvis, Brenda, sliding forwards. So you're opening up through the hips. And then bring that again. Inhale, then as you exhale, tuck the chin, roll yourself down. Let your hands just slide down your thighs. Keep the bum. It's not going back, so you're not touching that pole behind you. Good. Let your head hang, so you're letting that weight of your head decompress through your spine. Inhale, as you exhale, scoop your belly in, restack through the spine, tuck the tailbone under, give that spine much needed TLC. Arms go up, push the hips forwards. Okay. So have a wee look at me, glance over, and then literally push your hips that way. There we go. Yeah, you're struggling with that a wee bit, aren't we? We're so tight. And then just hold that there. Take your hands behind you. See if you can reach up to that metal. Can you get the metal behind you? Go on. Come on. There you go. Right, you've got it. Now see now. Push and let your hips come forwards. Oh. And then release. Take your hands over grip onto the metal, okay? And then from there, you're going to roll down this time, tuck the chin, and just come down, and just keep going down, trying to keep the bum from going backwards. Keep going down, keep going down, keep going down. Well done. And then take your hands down to the floor now. Now we're coming into wrists in line with shoulders, knees in line with hips, toes tucked under. Can you get your toes tucked under, Brenda? No issues with the arthritis in the toes? Right, perfect, good. So we're getting into that hovering of the knees. So draw your belly button in, tuck your tailbone under, and I want you to hover the knees off your mat. hold. Okay, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit back into child's pose. Now for your hips, I want you to open your knees wide. That's it. Now, can you get as low as you can, right? And I know you'll struggle with that because the hips will not want to go. So if you can go wider with the hips, go for it. The feet don't need to touch, okay? So just see if you can get those legs wider. That's perfect. That's you. And just accept what you find there, okay? The hip will feel tight, like just not happy. And then bring that back. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to have a wee glance at me, right? So we're going to do the left leg first because it's your right hip that needs replaced. We'll see, so we'll do the good side first. So watch my foot. So I just lift my foot off the mat and then I turn it out to the side. So I'm getting that internal rotation of the hip. Okay, feel okay? And then do the same on the right side. Lift it up and then internal rotate. How does that feel? Yeah, a little bit icky. Stiff. Stiff. Yeah. And then do left side turn, internal rotation. And then again. Now what I want you to do you think you could do both together? So if you lift, both out, both in. And again, both out, both in. Both out, both in. And then I want you to just go both out, let the toes then touch down, and then just sit your bum back. See how that hip feels. You okay? Sometimes this can just allow the hip to sit deeper into the acetabulum. It can be a nice little, if you're having a bit of a bugger of a day with the pain, all right? And then bring that back. And then all I want you to do is bring it back so it's parallel and then cross over. So cross your legs and then bring it down and then sit back. Now I want you to see with this time, see if you tuck your tailbone under. Tuck under and then see how that feels. And what we'll do in the next one is we'll cross the leg over the other way, do you know what I mean? So you're just going to go the other. So bring that up and then just tuck the other foot over the top. See how that feels. Does it feel different? Not as nice? Oh no, this one's far better. Far better, yeah. Okay, bring that back. You're going to go into that knee again. Lift up, tuck your tailbone under, hover the knees off, okay? So hover. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go down onto your tummy and you're coming into your swan. Bring your hands to the side of your chest. Take an inhale breath. That's perfect. Exhale and swan yourself up. And try and get your thighs good off. Let your hips sink down. Now use your upper body. Inhale, exhale. Get into almost like a wee cobra position. So bend your elbows so you're working through the triceps and then push back into your child's pose. Now as you get into your child's pose, go into that internal rotation of the hips. So basically the feet go out to the side. That's it. And then sit back. There you go. And just sometimes when you're doing this session, that will feel okay some days, not every day, okay? So you've got to gauge that. So just play about with how your hips are sitting, all right? Don't always think, oh, that should always be okay, because it won't be. Bring that forwards, okay? And I want you to hover again. So wrists in line with shoulders, bring it up. So tuck the tailbone under and lift the knees. And you're 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that down, walk your hands forwards, come into your swan, slowly lower your body down. Well done. Inhale, exhale, up, and really get that openness. Let your hips sink down. I know it feels tight when I want lower with the hips. There you go. Then just go straight back into your child's pose and just position your hips where you feel you want to. So whether you cross them over or whether you external rotate or internal rotate, whatever you feel you want to do. I would like you to just mix it up. Do a selection of them. So we're going to do some standing strength work here. Aren't you excited by this? No, not at all. Right, so on your long spring, let's have a wee look. So what have you got on there just now? Let me see. So see with your normal reformer loop. So what I'd like you to do, great, they're on your shorter strap. So see this one? You've got that on your bottom eyelet, yeah, there? Sure it is for you anyway, right? So then what you're going to do is you're going to put your right foot into this, Brenda, right? So we're going to work on some hip extension. So I like this just to go up near my calf, that's fine, as long as it doesn't creep up your leg too much. If you find that it's creeping up your leg, then just put your foot over it. So whether or not you have it here or whether you have it on your calf, I'm just going to leave it there, is up to you. So if you're finding that it's crawling away up your leg, just put it around your foot. Now, as you're standing like this, you're going to hold on to the metal bars and you're going to really think about your posture. Everything in your whole body is going to make you want to bend forwards. Okay, that's where you're going to want to go. This is all about hip extension and really getting into the glutes. So we're going to start with that right leg, which we know is your weaker side, but the balancing leg, which is your left side, is also working. So I want you to just bend the right knee, okay, to about 45 degrees thereabouts, and then just find your balance on that left side. Now really stand tall and open the hips. And then all I want you to do is just push the right leg back with that spring. So you're squeezing into the buttocks. So you're getting that hip extension and working into the bum where we know we're getting atrophy, okay, because we're not getting that motion as we're ambulating. So we're still working through the buttocks. The buttocks, that sounds like we've got lots of buttocks, but yeah, plural buttocks there. Okay, now you've got the metal bars there, so that's great, but try not to be white knuckling them. And then again, can you see how you find yourself stooping forwards, Brenda? Really try and keep your body upright, okay? Try and tuck your tailbone under so you're not in that anterior pelvic tilt. Okay, excellent. And just standing tall. Now, bend your knee a little bit more so you're more at a 90-degree angle. Have a wee glance at me if you're unsure. And then I want you to just push straight back and just squeeze into that bum. Can you feel that? And just get that bum doing some work, okay? It's not doing enough because we're losing that hip extension. And then all I want you to do is take that leg out and then do the same on the other side. So we use the other spring on the other side. You're on the bottom eyelet for that. So when you're doing this and you're finding I want a wee bit more of a challenge, you could go up the eyelets, okay? So the higher it is, the more resistance you will have. So your main key points here are to have good posture. So your legs about hip width apart, tripod stance, your feet big, ball of the toe, little ball, heel in contact, standing tall, tailbone tucked under, bends through the left knee, and then we go into that hip extension. Okay. Now, this is working a little bit differently in terms of your right leg is your pre-surgery side. What you will find here is that the stability on that right side is where you're really going to struggle a little bit, whereas the left buttock, you could probably do this all day. It's not a big, it might not be a big deal, I don't know. You tell me.
I think that my right leg is still stronger.
Yeah.
I think it must be
I totally appreciate that as well. I find that actually balancing on my surgery side, I've always been a lot better. And I do wonder to myself, have I always been more dominant that side, that I've overdone things that side? Has it just been stronger the full time? It's just my hypothesis whether that is the case. I don't have that evidence, but
I know that I've got weaker ankles because of like 2 running injuries.
Yes.
As well,
so that
most of my left ankle.
More so?
Yeah.
Now, can you bend that leg a little bit more? Stand up tall, no leaning forwards, and then just straight back, Brenda. So really just getting into that. I just want you to feel your glute max working, okay? Now, on the side that you're balancing on, your right side, you will feel it maybe the lateral hip down at your feet as well, because you're having to balance yourself, all of that good stuff. right? And then take your foot out of that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do your 100. I want you to lie on your back. Now you're going to use your triangles for this. So see how they're already there. It's fine, they're already on. So just lie on your back. We kind of cheated a wee bit. We stole some springs from this one. So if you do that when you're in, just put them back. So what you're going to do, the further down the mat you are, the harder this is. The further up you are, the easier it is. So you'll know until you try with this, exactly. Right, the biggest challenge with this is when you've got your legs up in your tabletop position, you're contracting through your hip flexors. Now your hip flexors, especially on that right side, are already chronically tight. So it's a bit of a kind of double-edged sword there. It's great for getting the core and getting the back working, but it's also compounding the injuries that you have. So this isn't a position I want you to be in lots and lots and lots, but it's not a position also that I want you to avoid, because you do need it, but it's just getting that balance right. So when we do this with you, it's really important we then do a hip opener, right? So that's where we're going to go with this. So sort your pelvis out so you're in a nice natural curve. Lift your right leg up, lift your left leg up. Take an inhale breath, and as you exhale, draw your hands down to the side of your body, and then you're breathing in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, where your legs are, absolutely fine. All of those things that you're doing. So you're doing 100 there, but just bear in mind that it doesn't matter if you don't take the legs fully out. Okay, so if you're having a bad hip day, that might just be too much for you. Okay, it may just not be what you need. Keep that going. And if you find that at all ever too easy, then just shuffle yourself further down. Okay, but I'm sure you can feel that, no problem. Yeah, keep going, because we need to make sure you're actually doing the 100 so that when you're doing this back on your replays, Brenda, you are feeling it. I can see your face is getting red. Right, pop your feet down. Right, what I want you to do is pick the straps up. So the other straps, so the ones from your reformer, so they're on the small springs. So notice what I'm saying here. So when you're doing this yourself, when you come to use the tower in here, you will have 2 long springs, right? One either end. Now, at the moment, you've actually got 4 long springs on this just because we stole a set of long springs from another machine. Okay, you wouldn't normally have that. You'd normally have 2 small springs on where that pull down bar is, but they're long that's on that. And then you would normally have just 1 set of short springs, okay, just so you know. So for this particular exercise, you are going to use the short springs, okay? Pop your legs in straps. Now, this is all about strengthening your posterior chain, right? Small springs. We've got them on the bottom eyelet for now, right? If you want to advance this, you would simply raise them up the eyelets, not up to the very top. That would just be insane. Now, what I'd like you to do now is to reach and take hold of the metal bars. Now, your arms need to be straight here, Brenda. So if you've got a bend in your elbow, slide your bum down further, right? So that you are far enough away. That's it. Right, this is going to hurt, okay? But in a nice way. So you're going to squeeze your legs together, engage your glutes, engage your core. You're going to lower your legs down. And as you lower your legs down, allow your bum to lift up. So you're going to fly, go higher, go higher, go higher, go higher. Keep pushing the legs down and feel that whole posterior chain engage. You feel that? Good. Now, have a glance at me. And this is the action you're going to take with your legs. Good. We're looking for about 16 of these either side, Brenda. Okay? So that's 32 in total. Okay? Okay? And you will feel the intensity of that. So you're pushing and pulling with the arms. You're engaged through the core. You will feel your whole posterior body raging at you. Okay? Yeah. Now, inhale, hold still. And as you exhale, articulate your spine down. Top of the spine, middle of the spine, bottom of the spine. Bend your knees and just take a moment to process. Okay, how do you feel?
Yeah, that was hard.
Okay, so we're going to, in a second, take ourselves into the same position, but this time we're going to change the leg actions. We're going to tuck jump, right? So we're going to be up in that position. We're going to bend our knees into our chest, and then we're going to extend out. We're going to do that just 16 times, okay? So hands on the bar. So the first thing you do here is squeeze the legs together. You take an inhale breath. As you exhale, you lower your legs down and lift your bottom up, all in one big swoop. Push, push, push. So you've got to really push into those. That's it. Now, hold there. Bend your knees and keep your bum high. That's it. Keep your bum high and then push out. That's your exhale. And again, inhale there. Exhale there. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale. Now, you need to count because I won't. I think that's 4. Yep. Keep going. Get that bum higher, Brenda. Higher. Push out with those legs further. Come on, push out. Get the legs lower, bum higher. Come on, push. Push. And again. What number are we at?
14.
Keep going. Now on your last one, you hold. You take an inhale breath. Exhale, articulate the spine down. You're making your pull down bar totally swing. Well done. And then just stretch out. So open your legs wide. So give that a stretch. Allow yourself to be supported by that. Feel okay?
Yeah.
We're going to go into legs in circles, and we're using the tight springs, okay? If you were having a bad day, use the long springs, okay? Hold on to the metal. And I want you, as you do this, to pull with the metal, really engage your upper body here as well. Go into your leg circles. Now, as you circle your legs round, this is much more about strength. Do you feel that? Oh, yes, right? Down, lower, control. There you go. Keep going. Feels a bit different, doesn't it? Okay, good. And notice how your legs are like, oh, you're struggling to control them. Just embrace that. It's all okay. Excellent. Now go the opposite direction. Does your right leg feel different to your left leg, Brenda?
Yes.
Yeah.
Less,
Control. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your strength will be reduced there as well because of that lack of motion. Now, what I want you to do here, have a wee breather, just kind of almost just have a moment, right? I know, because it's harder than it looks, right? It's not like when you're doing that on the reformer with the long straps and things, it's more of a relaxing thing, isn't it? So we're incorporating the mobility with the strength there, which we really need to do for that, getting you strong for your surgery. So what you're going to do here, Brenda, as much as you can, is we want to, see if you imagine your femur bone going up into your acetabulum, right, into that socket. I want the rotation as much as you will allow. You're very controlled through that, where you're keeping that pelvis like controlled, but you're being very careful not to get movement there because you're, rightly so, you're afraid to. But I want you to just, even the slightest wee amount, I want you to try and move that, because actually the not moving that, you're not nurturing those joints, right? So it's important you do get a controlled motion and you don't avoid it, okay? So just play about with that just now, hands back on the metal, and just maybe don't make it as big initially, and just see if you can get a little bit more motion happening in the hip joint itself. There we go. Okay. Easing that round. It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
There we go. And turn. Well done. That's it. Go the opposite direction. It just flags up all your wee weaknesses, doesn't it? It's like it illuminates.
Oh, yeah. It's like that's the right there.
Yeah. So you know where the sweet spot is, so just keep it within that pain-free motion, right? Or you're just going to end up taking an naproxen tonight.
Or you take one.
If you had one, you took one before you came to see me. Probably not a bad thing to do. Right, have a wee breather, just stretch, do whatever you need to do there, right? So this is where you could bend your knees, you could go into a hip opener, do whatever you need to do, right? Different days will feel different things. We're going to do frogs, right? Now, we could do the flying frog, which is the bum lifted, or we could do it bum down. So let's try flying, right? So hands on the bar, so you squeeze the legs together, and then you lower the legs down. So your legs stay straight initially. So you go up first, Brenda. So what to do? Yeah. So take your legs up and then lower your legs first. So don't think about your frog just yet. Get into your position. That's it. Then rotate the hips. So internal rotate. That's it. Then bend the knees in and then push out. That's you. There you are. See if you can get up higher. I think you've got a wee bit more height there. That's it. There we go. Bend the knees. And see how you have to use the upper body as well. You feel that?
Yeah.
Everything is on. Core is on, back is on, legs is on. So 4, 3, 2, go lower down with those legs. Come on. And well done. Well done. That's okay. Failure is good. Okay. Now, where you skive with that, so you know yourself, is you're not taking the legs down. You feel that, because what we're trying to do is get that posterior chain activated, and it's so easy to just allow the springs to hold you and not be contracting. All right. So just as long as, I mean, sometimes it's okay to have a wee skive. Short spine. Now, I want you to hold on to the metal. Arms are straight. Squeeze your legs together. You ready for this? So lower your legs down first, inhale. Then as you exhale, bring the legs back and articulate the spine up. Up you go. Come on. Up, 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 up. Bring the knees. Come on. Bring it over. Okay. It's harder, isn't it? That was an interest. That was a totally interesting way. Let's restart that. So legs out first, right? And then bring your legs over your head. So you're allowed to bring them over your head. You're still trying to push them down. So bring them back and then pull with your bar. There you go. Bend your knees to your head. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring it down. That's it. That was all you were doing. You were just going the wrong direction with your legs. Inhale. Exhale, back you go. Pull with your bar overhead. Yeah, that's it. Bend the knees to the head. Inhale. Exhale, articulate that down. Well done. So we're really tight. One more, that's enough after that. Inhale, exhale, up and over, right through, bend the knees, and then articulate that down. Well done. Take your legs out of straps. Well done. I know, it's a whole other...
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, feel that? Core, hips, back. Grab hold of your foam roller now, and you're going to put your foam roller long ways on your mat, and we're going to just lie it. So one of the main areas that gets hammered with your hip is your back. You probably feel that. So when you're put your roller, slide your roller further down, Brenda, right? Because see how you've got your head. Well, you can lie whatever way you like. You basically just don't want your arms hitting off the shoulder rests. So whatever way you want, yeah, that's perfect. Bum on, and then your pelvis is on, and your head is on. You just don't want to have hanging off, right? Literally, all I want you to do here is allow the foam roller to compress down your spine. Yeah, that's it. Just allow that relaxatory effect to happen, and just allow your lower back. Maybe start pelvic tilting if you feel you can, and just allowing your lower back to receive a little bit of relief, because at the moment it is carrying your hip, okay? And those muscles are tight and they're unhappy. So we're just giving them a little bit of some needed TLC, all right? It's literally just giving them a little bit of help. Now, you could do things here like getting your shoulder bridge, Brenda. Different days, you'll feel different things, right? Some days I just wouldn't feel like that. So if you want to articulate up and down, you can do. But if you're not feeling that, don't force it, right? Your back is working extremely hard, so don't, make it work if it doesn't feel like it's wanting it. Other things that can be quite nice for your hip here as well is see if you just bring your right knee into your chest and allow your lower back to melt down to the roller. So just try that. So just bring your right knee in and just give it a wee hug, maybe with your left or your right hand, just so you don't feel like you're balancing too much. and just allow your lower back to go down. Feel that? And then you could just rock forwards, backwards, sideways. So you're just literally getting a little bit of compression into your lower back. You've got more of the weight on your lower back with the leg because you've got the leg bent up, and it just gets into those spinal muscles to allow a little bit of a relief. And I would do both sides, so change it over. In different days. Now, could you do both knees in together? I just don't want it to be a balance challenge, right? So, of course you could, right? But that's creating a different sort of... No, you're more core and balance. So if we're trying to switch off and relax your back to give it a bit of relief, we might end up doing the opposite. And pop that back down. And then a nice thing to do is just allow the upper body. So what happens and what's happening to your posture, Brenda, is you're going forwards. Everything is stripping forwards. Your hips are closing. You're getting that forward head posture. Your chest is tightening up. So you need to give that a little bit of TLC so that you're not going to end up with sore neck and sore shoulders. That's all you need. So see if you just circle the arms around, right? So just nice big circles. Don't even really think about it. Just relax and just circle the arms around just to allow... See how you feel there. So there'll be certain points where you'll feel your chest. I can see that tightness, but it'll feel tight. And see there, just hold it there and just let your arms become a dead weight and just let that release. Okay. And if you don't hold it so long that you get pins and needles, okay, you shouldn't be getting that sort of sensation, but long enough that you're getting a release. Then back into your circles. So a good kind of 15 seconds is probably long enough for that, not extensively long. Well done. Right, and then relax that out. Okay, I want you to just relax. Take a moment, a couple of breaths. And if you're doing this on your own and you want to stay on a bit longer, you can. All right, there's no... But all we're doing here is relaxing the paraspinal muscles. That's it. Coming off it, you roll to the side, Brenda, and then you just move it out the road. I usually just store my foam roller underneath my reformer. It's safer because sometimes you can just forget it's there and then stand up and go skating. So just be safe. And just allow your back. Feels so nice, doesn't it? It's like a relief. And then even swaying your legs side to side. Now, something that you might like, you might not like. I don't know how you'll take to this. So see if we'll do this with your leg lift first. Cross your left leg over the top of your right leg. And we'll keep your legs bent though. Right, and then just as though you're crossing your leg, right? And then take your hands out to the side and then just allow your body to fall over to the right-hand side. Right, you okay there? So with that left leg, you might be fine with that, but the right leg might be something different. All right, so you just need to... What you might find is that you're not crossed, your leg's not crossed over as well, and that's okay if you untangle it. Now bring that back, cross your right leg over your left. Now, exactly. So what you might need to do is what you did there, like bring it up so it's more near your ankle. That's okay, right? Don't worry about that. I want you to adjust and then see if you can take it over. Go the other way. That's kind of cheating. So take it to the left side. Right, you'll feel how tight that is. Right. Post-surgery, I promise that will not feel as bad as that. Right. And bring it back. Go to the other side. So it's okay. I'd rather you were up near the ankle with that leg crossing over. All right. And then bring it back. Right, we're going to do a roll up. So I want you to just spin yourself round. We're going to finish with a roll up. So we're going to face the other way. So see that pull down bar? See how the bar that's hanging? Take hold of that and then put your feet. Yeah, you're going to sit down. You're going to be sitting down. You're going to have your feet against the shoulder rests and you're going to be holding onto that bar. Okay, this is quite nice. That's it. And then into shoulder rest. Now, see when you're doing this on your own, so if you look at these ones here, they've got the small springs on. Yeah. It's fine to do it with the small springs, okay? The springs that are on the machine that you're on there, the instructor machine, are a lot tighter. Hence why I put the big long ones on. I was going to get catapulted into the TV. Okay, so all we're going to do here is roll down. So I want you to tuck your tailbone under, inhale, and as you exhale, articulate your spine down. So tuck bottom of your spine, middle of your spine, top of your spine, all the way down, Brenda. That's it. Down, 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 down. And then relax. Well done. And then take an inhale breath, tuck your chin in, exhale, and scoop the belly in, articulate all the way up. And then see when you get up, reach forwards into your forward stretch. So get a stretch through the hamstrings, through the lower back, and let your head go through the arms, just allowing yourself to melt down into that. Push down on the bar, inhale, exhale, articulate the spine, tucking the tailbone under, exhaling as you go down, lowering, controlling the core, drawing down slightly on the bar. So we're not just hanging on the bar, we have a little bit of contraction there. Inhale as we get to the bottom, exhale, tuck the chin, articulate, pushing down on that bar, Brenda, and then pushing the bar forwards and down at the same time. We'll do one more, inhale and exhale, tuck the chin under. And when you're doing this on your own, anywhere between 3 and 6 of these is a decent number. But if you find, see if you're finding you're stiff and tight and sore, this might be, you could do 20 of them, it doesn't matter. It's just, what are you needing that day? And just finish in that forward fold stretch. And big well done. How are you feeling?